This is the Haftarah for our weekly Torah portion of Shemot, or Shemos, depending on your pronunciation. And this is according to the tradition of the Ashkenazim. And it's found in Isaiah chapter 27, verse 6 through 28:13. And then there's another part that's a couple of verses in Isaiah chapter 29, verses 22 through 23. So altogether it's 23 verses. And starting from Isaiah 27, verse 6. And again, this is the Haftarah according to the Ashkenazic tradition. Habayim Yashresh Yaakov Yatzitz Uparach Yisrael Umalu Penei Tevel Tenuva. Those who came, whom Jacob caused to take root, Israel flourished and blossomed, and they filled the face of the world with fruitage. Hak Makat Makeu Hikau Im Kehereg Harugav Harag. Like the smiting who smote him, did he smite him. Like the slaying of his slain ones, was he slain? Bisa sa'a bishalcha trivenu haga birucho hakasha bayom kadim. In that measure, when they sent them out, it strove with it. He spoke with his harsh wind on the day of the east wind. Lachen bezot yichupar avon Yaakov v'zeh kol peri haser asir chatato besumo kol avnei mizbeach keavnei gir menupatzot lo yikumu asherim b'chamanim. Therefore, with this shall Jacob's iniquity be atoned for. And this is all the fruit of removing his sin by making all the altar stones like crushed chalk stones, asherim and sun images shall not rise. Ki ir betzura badad nave meshulach Benezav kamidbar sham yire egel v'sham yirbatz yichila seifeha. For a fortified city is solitary, a dwelling is forsaken and abandoned, like a pasture. There a calf shall graze, and there shall he lie and consume its branches. Bibosh Ketzira Tishebarna Nashim Ba'ot Meirot Ota Kilo Am Binot Hu Al Kain Lo Yerachamenu Osehu V'yitzro Lo Yechunenu. When its branches dry out, they shall be broken. Women shall come and ignite it, for it is not a people of understanding. Therefore, its maker shall not have compassion on it, and he who formed it shall not grant it favor. V'haya bayom hahu yachbot Adonai mishbolet hanahar ad nachal Mitzrayim v'atem tulukatu le'achad echad b'nei Yisrael. And it shall come to pass on that day that the Lord shall gather from the flood of the river to the stream of Egypt, and it shall come to pass on that day that the Lord shall gather from the flood of the river to the stream of Egypt, and you shall be gathered one by one, O children of Israel. והיה ביום ההוא ייתקע בשופר גדול, ובאו העובדים בארץ אשור, והנידחים בארץ מצרים, וישתחוו לאדוני בהר הקודש בירושלים. And it shall come to pass on that day that a great shofar shall be sounded, and those lost in the land of Assyria and those exiled in the land of Egypt shall come, and they shall prostrate themselves before the Lord on the holy mountain in Jerusalem. And now, chapter 28. Hoi ateret geut shikore Ephraim v'tzitz novel tzvi tifarto asher al rosh geshmanim halumeyayin. Woe is to the crown, the pride of the drunkards of Ephraim, and the young fruit of an inferior fig is the position of his glory, which is at the end of a valley of fatness, crushed by wine. Hine chazak ve'amitz ladoni kazerem barad zar katev kazerem maim kabirim shotfim hiniach le'aretz miyad. Behold, God has a strong and powerful wind, like a downpour of hail, a storm of destruction, like a stream of powerful flooding water. He lays it on the land with his hand. Biraglaim teras teramasna ateres geut shikore Ephraim. With the feet they shall be trampled, the crown of the pride of the drunkards of Ephraim. V'haita tzitzat novel tzvi tifarto asher al rosh geshmanim kevikura b'terem kaitz asher yireh haroeh ota b'odeno b'kapo yivalena. And his glorious beauty shall be the young fruit of an inferior fig, which is on the head of the valley of fatness, as a fig that ripens before the summer, which, if the seer sees it, he will swallow it while it is still in his hand. Bayom hahu. Where were we? Bayom hahu, on that day, yeah, I think that's where we were. On that day, see, his glorious beauty shall be the inferior fig. Okay, well, yeah. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai tzivot lateret tzvi v'litzfirat tifara l'sharamo. On that day, Lord of hosts shall be for a crown of beauty and for a diadem of glory for the rest of his people. Uleruach mishpat leoshev ala mishpat v'lagvura mishive milchama se'ara. And for a spirit of justice to him who sits in judgment, and for might for those who bring back the war to the gate. V'gam ele beyayin shagu b'shechar ta'u. Kohen v'navi shagu b'shechar nivlu min hayayin ta'u min hashechar shagu b'ro'eh paku pelelia. These two erred because of wine and strayed because of strong wine. Priest and prophet erred because of strong wine. They became corrupt because of wine. They went astray because of strong wine. They erred against the seer. They cause justice to stumble. Ki kol shulchanot malu kia malu ki tsoa beli makom. For all tables were filled with vomit and order without place. Et mi orel dea, et mi yavin shmua gimule mechalav, atike mishadaim. For whom shall he teach knowledge, and to whom shall he explain the message? To those weaned from milk, removed from breasts? Ki tzav letzav, tzav letzav, kav lekav, kav lekav, zeir sham, zeir sham. For a precept, for a precept for a precept, a line for a line for a line, a little here and a little there. Ki bal ageh safa v'lshon acheret yidaber el hamazeh. For with distorted speech and in another language does he speak to this people. Asher amar alehem zot hamenucha henifu le'ayef vezot hamargeah v'lo avu shemoah. For he said to them, this is the rest. Give rest to the weary, and this is the tranquility, but they would not listen. And, okay, we're still in the same thing, verse 13. V'haya lahem devar Adonai tzav l'tzav, tzav l'tzav, kav l'kav, kav l'kav, zeir sham, lema'an, ילכו וחשלו אחור, ונשברו ונוקשו ונלכדו. And the word of the Lord shall be for them a precept for a precept, a precept for a precept, a line for a line, a line for a line, a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there, in order that they go and stumble backwards and be broken and be trapped and caught. And now we're skipping to chapter 29, verse 22. Lachen komar Adonai el Beit Yaakov asher pada et Avraham lo ata evosh Yaakov velo ata panav yechevaru. Therefore said the Lord to the house of Jacob, who redeemed Abraham, now Jacob shall not be ashamed, and now his face shall not pale. Ki biroto yaladav maseh yadai בקרבו יקדישו שמי, והקדישו את קדוש יעקב, ואת אלוהי ישראל יעריצו. For when he sees his children, the work of my hands, in his midst, who shall hallow my name, and they shall hallow the Holy One of Jacob, and the God of Israel they shall revere.